Let's see if we can't get better results out of the Snib Goblin. I like what I see here a lot better. We start with a heal and 2 Bushwhackers at level 1. Another heal and another Bush Basher. No, this is actually a different one. Bush Basher's stronger. Heal and Bush Basher at level 2. Eagle Eye and a Bush Basher at level 3. Arrow Blaster and Eagle Eye at level 4. And a Heal All +1 at level 5. For an Innate Green, you could do a lot worse than a Snib Goblin. Next up is everyone's favorite, Hydra Marsh's resident. It is time to see Beba. Beba is innate yellow and has one of the smallest and most compact element grids that we have seen today. We have 3 low reses on level 1, a high res and a Fizz Negate at level 2, and finally an attack in Thunderstorm at level 3. Outside of the Thunderstorm, I don't like any of them. The Thunderstorm is nice, but to have just the one element that I care about is not enough for the Beba here. Next up is our one-time airship. It's time to see the Wingipede. And we are back with an Innate Green, and we do get a tech to show off this time. So 2 acidic gases, the tech at level 1, along with a tornado -5. That is good to see. I like tornadoes. But then we get another acidic gas at level 2. That's probably too many at this point. Followed by an arrow blaster, which is always nice to see. And then an info scope at level 3. Seems like a little bit of a waste. Followed by an arrow saucer. Okay, and then at the max level, level 4, you get another info scope. Not my favorite use of a level 4 slot, but for the time being, let's look at acidic gas. And now we move on to the SS Invincible. It's time to take a look at the skeleton, the crossbones. The crossbones is innate black, which usually does not mean too many good things here, but we do have a tech in Sword Dance, so maybe there is some redeeming value there. We do have 2 of them at level 1, along with a Hell Soul. Then we have 2 more Sword Dances at level 2, and a Hell Soul at level 3, and level 4, and Hellbound at level 5. So outside of the 4 Sword Dances, not necessarily my favorite, but let's show off a Sword Dance. Sticking to the SS Invincible, it's time to show off the Deadbeat. And once again, we have a very unique element grid. Deadbeat only has level 1 elements, and they're all Hell Soul -1. We do get a lot of options here, but they're all instant death spells, so I'm not happy with them. Kind of disappointing, the Deadbeat. Moving over to Water Dragon Isle, we have the Scorpiod. Despite what you might think from the colors on the element grid here, the Scorpiod is indeed innate blue, but there are a lot of greens on the grid. We have Bush Bashers along with a Cure, more Cures, more Bush Bashers, a Cure Plus, and another Bush Basher, turn blue, and a Bush Basher. another Bush Basher, and then finally we have Deluge. Always nice to see a high level spell like that. And Iceberg, even nicer to see that, all the way up at level 7. No text for the Scorpion, and those eyes are starting to freak me out. Moving on to Mount Pyar, where we can find the very fast and usually annoying Hot Doggity. The Hot Doggity is innate red and does have one of those ascending element grids. And a tech, which I'm always a big fan of. We have Fire Pillar -2 at level 1, along with the tech Gnaw Bones, which we will be showing off. More Fire Pillar and more Gnaw Bones as we move forward. Then we get a Turn Red +3. Not the best spot for that. More Gnaw Bones. Then up here we have Fireball +5. And Fireball +6 at levels 6 and 7. Rather disappointing considering we had access to Fire Pillar at level 1. Let's go ahead and show off Gnaw Bones. Sticking with Mount Pyar, our first time through, we can find the Cat Burglar. The Cat Burglar is also innate red and has a tech, so we get access to Triple Fist starting at level 1. We also have Fire Pillar -2 at level 1. Moving on to Weaken -2 at level 2, along with another Triple Fist. More Triple Fist, followed by a Strengthen at level 4, so you can make your Triple Fist more powerful. Followed by a Magma Bomb +3. Not the best place for a Magma Bomb, although I do like that it hits everybody and it's a rather low element, so you can get it early, and it hits everybody. Putting it at level 5 is not a good spot for me. And then finally at level 6, max it out and you have access to 99. Personally, I would rather use Eagle Eye, but 99 is there if you want to increase your accuracy for Triple Fist. Hit the airframe with 3 fists. Moving on to Fort Dragonia, where we can find the Paperboy rolling around. The Paperboy has a very small element grid, innate yellow, since everything here is yellow. We do have access to a tech as well, Paper Moon, which we will show off. We also have Turn Yellow at level 1. If you have to have it, that's the perfect spot for it. We also have another Paper Moon at level 2 and level 3. We also have a low res -1 at level 3, in case you want your Paper Moon to be even more Paper Moony. Let's hit the airframe with a Paper Moon. Sticking with Fort Dragonia, we are going to see the Combat, our second bat. As far as bats go, this one is much more menacing. We also get quite a lengthy element grid here. We actually have something at level 8 this time. We have Gravity Blows at level 1, along with the Tech Bat Beam, which we will be showing off. Another Bat Beam at level 2 with a Turn Black +1. Hooray. Followed by a Genius -1, which is something that I don't use as much as I probably should, with another Bat Beam. Imbecile and Anti-White, not my favorites. Seal All -1, which can be quite nice if used properly. And then way out at the end, all by itself, we can find Revenge +3. Not my favorite. For the time being, though, let's show off Bat Beam on the airframe. since we put out the bat signal, it is time to continue turning into bats. We're gonna stick with a bat that is found in Fort Dragonia, the Goo-Ghoul. The Goo-Ghoul does not look quite as menacing, but it is innate yellow and has access to a tech, which I do like. That is Gnash, which does damage. We also have an Electro Jolt at level 1. We have a Turn Yellow and another Electro Jolt and Gnash at level 2. Electro Bolt at level 3, along with a Gnash. High Res and Uplift +3 at level 4. Why couldn't the Uplift be lower? Either way, though, level 5, another Uplift. And level 6, Innate Green +3. So most of the good stuff is kind of in the lower levels for the Goo-Ghoul. Let's show off Gnash. Next up is an enemy we saw pretty much everywhere, but it is listed with the Fort Dragonia monsters since you can find it there quite easily. It's time to show off the Cybot. The Cybot is innate yellow and is probably the first Doppelgang that we have shown off today that I actually kind of like. It's actually kind of good, mostly because of the tech that it has, and we have a few options to use it here. But at level 1, we have Turn Yellows and an Uplift. Not necessarily the best start, but it gets better. We have another Uplift and another Turn Yellow at level 2, but we do have access to the quite good tech in Beaten Earth, which sounds like a ground move, but it should be able to hit the flying enemy here. An Earthquake and a Beaten Earth at level 3. Another Earthquake and a Beaten Earth at level 4. And another Beaten Earth at level 5. There are some good things here, and the Cybot is one of the first enemies that I find powerful enough to actually make all of this useful. So, let's show off Beaten Earth on the flying enemy. And now apparently it's been too long since we have shown off a bat, so we're going to show off the Alpha Bat, which is another pretty common enemy, can be found in Fort Dragonia and quite a few other places. Of all the bats that we have seen to this point, the Alpha Bat is definitely the cutest. I'm not sure how much that's going to help, though. It is innate color black, so we have access to some black text as a result. We have 2 Dark Beams at level 1. We have another Dark Beam at level 2, along with an Imbecile -2. Another Dark Beam at level 3. Gravity Blow +3 at level 4. Not my favorite spot for a Gravity Blow. And then at the max level, level 5, we have a Graviton +2. So outside of the text, I'm not that big of a fan of the Alpha Bat. Let's show off the Dark Beam.